Well, I don't think Mission 2020 is completely impossible because the fact is that we now have confirmation from different sources, independent sources, that we are, for the third year in a row, we have actually flattened out in emissions. So for the 3 years in a row, we have had flat GHG emissions, greenhouse gas emissions, and we have an increasing GDP. So we could already be beginning to decouple greenhouse gas emissions from GDP. The fact is we're already walking in the right direction. Now what we're trying to do actually is just increase the pace and the scale. And we have to be at a decarbonized economy by 2050. Well, I think the international political arena is going to definitely have to make their adjustments for if the United States administration decides to do something differently under the Paris Agreement, which we don't know. But politics is one thing, and the real economy is another. The real economy has not stopped, neither in the United States nor anywhere else. And the reason why they haven't stopped is because they do know that this is actually the best thing in their own interest, that this is economically beneficial, and that it has many other benefits. So I'm not concerned about reversing the direction. I'm concerned about certainly keeping the direction and increasing the speed. No, I don't think we're expecting too much of business because business is not doing this to save the planet, believe me. Business is doing this because it's good business, because there is safer investments, because there's less risky investments, and because the prices simply are going down at such an exponential rate that it just makes much more sense to invest into clean technologies than into technologies of the past century. So business is doing it because it's good for the bottom line. The fact is that you cannot exempt any sector of the economy from these efforts. So you can't say, okay, we're not going to fly because aviation is too high emitting. No, that's the wrong approach. The approach is aviation and maritime and transport, all of them, and land transport, all three of them have to come down in their emissions. And we're actually, very interesting right now because we do have, just in the last 2 weeks, we have had announcements from a very small startup as well as from Siemens that aviation is moving in the direction of electrification. So Siemens was the last company that just put out last week that they foresee that 10 years from now they will be having airplanes that are fully electric with clean energy and that have a 1,000-kilometer range. So you already have, within a very short time span, you already have flights that can be clean, certainly the short flights, and then we have to look at the longer ones. But it's not a question of, changing one mobility for the other. For the time being, if you want to be responsible, yes, definitely go for the mobility with the lowest emissions. But that cannot exempt any sector. Every sector needs to bring down its emissions. And aviation is coming.
Okay.
I think what directs the flow of capital is actually cost. And renewable energies are just every day more and more cost competitive. And you can see the flow of capital going into renewables and not into oil. It's just very evident.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.